Have you ever just kind of wondered if God would ever perform a miracle for you or use you in a way that you didn't know you could be used? I don't know. We were just shocked. We'd gone to the ball game. The tickets were given to us. We had front row seats between first base and right field. And we felt blessed just to get the tickets. You know, we just had to pay for the gas to get there. However, the food there is so expensive, we decided to go somewhere afterwards and get something to eat. And Ron said after the game, let's go to the Hollywood Casino. That's very, very unusual for him. I mean, he just doesn't say, let's go to a casino to eat, you know. But we'd heard they did have a good buffet. So, okay, whatever you say, dear. And we started to get in line. And this woman walked up to us and she said, are you paying for your meals? Kind of looked at Ron and he looked at me and I'm like, yeah. She said, well, would you mind if I bought them? Okay, what's the clincher here? Yes, she wanted something. You ever get suspicious of people, you know? People just don't do something for nothing, you know? And so we were kind of looking at each other thinking, okay, are we both losing it or what? But she really did pay for our meal, and she said, she just kind of walked in line and she said, there's 3 of us. Okay. So they started to seat us and she said, I promise not to be in your way. She said, I just really don't want to eat alone, but she said, if you'll just let me sit with you, I will hurry and eat and I will leave. Okay, we're still waiting for the clincher here. And we got our plates and sat down and kind of introduced ourselves. And I don't like to be real quiet, so I kind of forced her to talk a little bit. Like, you know, what do you do? Where are you from? Things like that. She was from Kentucky. I did learn that her name was Linda Harper. And she said she was a nurse. Ron said, well, she's a nurse. She said, really? What hospital do you work? And I said, I don't work at a hospital right now. I work at a doctor's office, but I worked at Reed Hospital in Richmond, Indiana for 15 years on the oncology unit. Well, then she got kind of teary. Even though she's a nurse, she worked in emergency. But her daughter, her 10-year-old daughter, has cancer. And we talked, we shared a little about Ron's cancer. And she looked at me or us and she said, God just brought you here today to me. She said, I really needed to talk. And it was then it all clicked. This is a God thing. If we hadn't been given those free tickets, we wouldn't have gone to that game. If Ron hadn't said, let's go to the casino and eat, we wouldn't have been there. We found out later, we started to leave a tip, and she said, don't leave a tip. I've taken care of that too. She had put it all on her card. So if you ever wonder where you're at, stop and think maybe God is using you in a way that you're not aware of. It was just a blessing to us to be able to talk to her. She said her husband worked for the state of Kentucky and he had been called into work. Her daughter was having a grandma day with her mom and she just had to get out. And she said, I chose to come here. Now I know why. God works in very mysterious ways, so always obey him. You don't know what you're going to do for somebody else or what they're going to do for you. And it was a free meal, guys.